Protection against coronavirus starts to reduce within 6 months of people being fully vaccinated with the Pfizer or Astrazeneca vaccines. New research by experts working on the Zoe Covid Study suggests that booster vaccines will be needed. Our health correspondent Sophie Hutchinson has this report.
More than 3/4 of adults in the UK have now had 2 doses of a COVID vaccine. But how long that protection lasts is a crucial question. Sarah Lesniov, a head teacher, received her 2nd dose in April. But in June, after her family all caught the virus, she became infected too.
Obviously, I'd been shielding at home. I'd been staying in different rooms, keeping doors and windows open, wearing masks in kind of communal areas of the home. So I'd hoped not to get it with my double vaccine, but I knew there was always a possibility of getting it. It was obviously very disappointing to get it in the end. My symptoms were just like those of a heavy head cold, really. I didn't have to stop working. I was working from home throughout that period. I had to rest a little bit more than usual, but I felt like it was a much lighter version than I had the year before.
Sarah's one of a growing number of people who've been infected despite being double jabbed. Today's study by the Zoe Covid team adds to evidence that vaccines lose some effectiveness over time. It found protection from infection with both the Pfizer and Astrazeneca vaccines reduced slightly within 6 months of the 2nd dose. But for most, the vaccines still seem to prevent severe disease.
What this study tells us is that we have to keep an eye on the level of immunity and track it as time goes on so that we can make a prediction 1 month, 3 months, 6 months into the future of when a booster might be required.
And infections have been rising sharply in some parts of the UK. Scotland, where schools have gone back, hit another record high today. Well over 5,000 new cases, with more than a third among teenagers and children.
If I was to write a whole number as a fraction...
Experts are warning the new term is likely to be difficult.
So I think we do need to be braced for a challenging period. Exactly how high the numbers will be, it's very, very challenging to predict that. Where I think we can be more confident is that levels of mortality are going to remain low because we have study after study that still shows the vaccines are working.
Cornwall's rocketing rates of infection have been blamed in large part on a music and surfing festival. Preparations are well underway for this weekend's Reading Festival, where thousands will gather. And where there are crowds, there's likely to be COVID. Sophie Hutchinson, BBC News.